And for right now, we're looking at some awesome conditions outside. You are going to need a jacket out there, and you're still going to be needing to put it away later on today, as those temperatures are going to be stopping in the upper 70s. The big difference, though, between what you had yesterday and what we're going to be expecting for today is this. Those wind gusts out there are going to get strong at times, and I'm mostly tracking those of you that live in Cochise County to see the strongest winds at some point during the afternoon. So I want you to focus more so on the colors with this graphic as opposed to the numbers. You see a lot of those spots show numbers in the 20s. And yes, I do think we're going to have a lot of wind gusts in the 20s out there, but I'm also seeing a lot of red, and that tells me 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, especially those higher elevations in Cochise County. If you're in Tucson, or at least around it, there's going to be some differences here. I do think those of you who live closer towards areas like Vail, or maybe even a spot like Sahuarita or Green Valley, those spots in Pima County, I think are going to have much better chances to have those wind gusts around 30 miles per hour. But if you're in an area like 3 Points, if you're in Picture Rocks, a little bit lower for you, likely around 15 to 17 at best for later on today before those winds eventually do calm on down. And at least as of right now, if you're headed out the door, upper 40s for a lot of us around the Tucson area. Sabino Canyon's the coolest one, as they typically are, 44 for you. Down near Green Valley, you're looking at 46, Nogales 48. Ajo and Sells also very chilly compared to what they typically see, mid 50s for them. So if you live over there, light jacket for earlier, but again, I am expecting warmer temperatures over there later on today. Now around Tucson, I'm still looking at the upper 70s for a lot of us, and some of you might be wondering, well, yesterday we did get close to 80 degrees. In fact, a lot of Tucson did get over 80 degrees. What's the difference here? Well, that wind has a lot to do with it. The wind direction we're expecting is more northwest, and that's going to be bringing down the temperatures, not just for Tucson today, but just about everyone else. Nogales only looking at 72 degrees, as I mentioned before, Ajo at 80. Safford, you're expecting 72. Tombstone 69 and Bisbee 66. And something else you might be noticing, a lot of Graham and Cochise counties going to be stopping in the 30s out there. So that's something we're going to be tracking as well. And Wilcox down to the freezing point, which is not going to feel very fun, but they typically do get that this time of year. After this, temperatures are going to stabilize for a few days, even throughout the homecoming game at the U of A, which is going to be fantastic if you're going to be headed out there. Temperatures starting off in the 80s in the afternoon, but then quickly dropping down to the 60s after that. If you're trying to make plans on Halloween, evening is also going to be fantastic for that day. If you're going trick-or-treating, you're going to have temperatures in the upper 60s during that time. So it's just going to be fantastic to get out there before we have potentially a small rain chance on Wednesday. That was weather. Let's check out traffic before we get on outside.